All right. Happy Monday. Can you guys even believe it that it is Thanksgiving week? We're sitting here coming in on the close of November. It's going to be December 1st when we meet again next Monday, which is crazy. So I am glad you guys are here for team time and we're going to record this. I know a couple of people had some conflicts tonight, but definitely we're interested in the topic that we have going on. So it is very good to see you as we are approaching Thanksgiving. What is something good from this week or something you're grateful for as we're heading into the holiday and seeing your family? Would love to hear from you. You can either pop off mute or pop it in the chat.
Okay, I'm gonna brag on Ellen. Ellen, I'm embarrassing her. But I don't know if y'all follow her on social media, but she videoed her entire story. She put a big, post on it. And I don't know if it got I mean, it got some reactions. I saw it really early in the day, and then I've been solid calls because I moved everybody over from, all the rest of the week into Mondays and Tuesdays. But um, just an excellent, excellent job. She did an excellent job on her story. She did an excellent job communicating well and making it clear about what she was doing and hit all the points and talked a lot about metabolic health and all the things that we, are trying to bring out. She gave a lot of the information that she shared with us on that Tuesday night call last week, and it was just perfect. It was just wonderful. So I was so excited to see that, and I think that's going to help a lot of people. It's going to speak to a lot of people, and I think people are going to really respond to that well. So I'm thrilled for her.
Awesome. Ellen, I was going to comment on that when we talk about social media and kind of 3.0, social media is different than 2.0, which I know you're kind of new to all this. So 3.0 is all you know, but I was going to bring up that post because it was phenomenal. So tell us, like, how did it feel getting out there, doing that video, putting it out there, and what kind of response are you getting?
Oh, great. After I was at the meeting that you so kindly invited me to speak the other night, I didn't get to see all the posts, but I saw Danny, one of my A+ students, say, "That's my coach." And that just was so encouraging. And then I just felt great doing that. And I didn't realize I did know my internet's terrible, and I didn't realize it was that terrible, but it was. So I just remade the video more or less. And then I printed it also and put the print in case people just wanted to read it. Had quite a few comments, a lot of looks at, and a few reached out, and I'm trying to reschedule with them. I try to schedule with them, and I talked to another girl, she was one of Danny's cousin's friends that saw him at a wedding or funeral or something. And I got in contact with her, and she is the first person I've talked to the very first time and said, "I think I may want to do what you're doing." I was like, "That is amazing, girl. You'll be great." And she's talking with her husband. She's going to come on board, I'm feel certain. And then I had another person that changed coaches and came to me, and because she's been watching what I'm doing, and her coach doesn't really do anything. So that didn't count as my third one this month, but I did get three new ones for me. And so I'm just excited. I feel like I'm pumped up and I'm ready to roll. And I was going to tell Kelly when we talk Wednesday that I'm going to jump on board for the 3.0 and get back on board. And I want to lose 30 more pounds. So, um,
Awesome. That is
thank you.
awesome. You are so welcome. Well, that is such a testimony, you guys, that our human voice, that human connection. I mean, put a 5 in the chat if like Ellen just kind of touches your soul when she speaks, that she shares, you feel her heart, you feel her enthusiasm about the program, you feel her desire to help other people. That's what others want to hear from you. So be careful that you're not getting caught just between stagnant posts and things like that, like getting your voice out, whether you're doing reels or whatever. But it is that human connection that makes all the difference. And that is the powerhouse and the force behind our program. program. So people know that they're not doing Optavia or whatever we're going to be called, but they're actually going to be in partnership with you. So, speaking of which, I mean, I just want to thank you guys and congratulate you. I mean, we had, I think, 60 people on the call. So we did the metabolic reset call last week for our team. And we had 60 people. I think about 10 to 15, maybe not even 15, were coaches. So that means you guys invited 45 guests. But we have had, I wrote it down, 79 replays of the video of the recording. 79. We've had 19 reactivated clients. For those of you guys that shared it with your inactives or your stagnant clients, I think it really made a difference. And Julie may speak to that as well. But so that is a tool to use. And like, we have more reactivated clients this month than we have new clients as an organization. So don't miss that warm market of people that might be looking for something fresh and new to get started with. So congratulations for that. If you did invite people, if you know they're there, lean into those follow-ups if they're not ready yet. What it tells me is there's a lot of interest in what we're doing. So speak loud, loud, loud about metabolic health. So wanted to congratulate Stephanie Sweeney, just brought on her third new client for the month. This is a big jump for her. So Stephanie, if you can just share with us a little bit, where did this third person come from? Thank you for sharing your story the other night on the call, and just kind of tell us about it because we're all wanting to grow.
Oh yeah. Well, I was thinking of these three from this month, and I didn't even realize it was like within 1 month. But the first one was my brother had a friend that was moving to the Atlanta area and said, "Here, can you contact her? She doesn't really know anybody." So I did, and we just started sharing. She's like, "So what do you do?" I was like, "Okay." And so then I started talking about health coaching and then shared a little bit about my story. And we just went on just normal conversation. And then a month later, she contacted me. She's like, "Tell me more about this health plan that you coach." And so she is now a client. And then a longtime friend of mine from grade school that we're only now Facebook friends, but knew her from grade school. She has been quietly watching me for over 2 years, she said. I did a metabolic reset post and I asked people to put in the comment reset if they're ready to get started. And she instant messaged me reset. And so she's on board. And then my third client, most recent one, and I found out today, actually, after I talked with you, Dee, that it was a family member who's a client of mine, was on plan, and they went to they were shopping for Thanksgiving together, and our other family member noticed her and said, "Wait a minute, what are you doing?" And so she said, "Oh, you gotta watch Stephanie's talk she had the other night. I'll just send this to you." So she sent it to her and contacted me, and so she is on plan. So that's how the third one came about. But I just feel like what I've learned from clients, and I think we all learn from our clients as well as them keeping us accountable, is that when we lead from the heart and we're just authentic with sharing, and that makes a big difference. And then being consistent, when that consistency matters. I know, Frank, you always talk about that, and that is, it's so true. Like, and that consistency is better than perfection. And the third thing that I've learned from these three clients is that just like a restart or a refocus is, and when we re-engage, whether as coaches or clients, that it's as many times as we need to. That is super important, because if we're going to quit on ourselves, we're quitting on so many people that really need us and need our help.
Wow, that is powerful. Powerful. And you had a social media post about metabolic. You had a referral from somebody and utilized one of the other tools that we had. So, it's so important to be embracing and connecting with people in different ways. And I personally have seen such a surge in energy from you, and just you're showing up differently using metabolic language, but that energy is definitely what you're putting out, you're getting back. So that's wonderful. Wonderful. A couple of quick announcements before we drop into some of the topics. I heard this from Dan Valentine. He shared with the leaders, and it's totally up to you if you want to do this or not. But we do not, it is no longer required that you have certified Optavia coach on your social media pages. That was from Dan Valentine, and I know he works with the powers that be. So it's probably because we are moving gradually away from the name Optavia as we're getting ready for our rebranding. So I've just been playing with mine. I was self-employed, certified coach, and then I said specializing in metabolic health, perimenopause, menopause. So I changed my language. So if that's something that's important to you, I just wanted to let you know that. Whatever you do shift to, I would say definitely use the direction that we're heading towards. And then the other thing was, I just saw this a few minutes ago when I posted it in Coaches Up for Change. Go Global. So, Go Global is an event that corporate is bringing back that takes place in April each year. So, the next one is going to be in April 2026. And it's designed kind of as a pre ramp up for a convention. So, it's an invitation event, a qualification event. It's going to be in Dallas. And so it's for those that really want to grow their businesses, to set you up, to poise you so that you can come to convention and bring hopefully new coaches with you. So they just shifted the guidelines for that of who can qualify and who can be invited to that. And so now they've expanded the qualification period. It runs from August of 25 until March of 2026. And you have to have achieved the rank of executive director 3 times during that 7 month period. So it doesn't have to be consecutive, but that means every single person on this call could qualify for it with now it being ED and for the 3 months. So I highly recommend it. And if you are interested in achieving it, definitely set up a time to mentor with your coach or with me. And maybe we'll even do, if you guys are interested, like a run to Go Global small group or something. So. All right. So that is that. And I'm glad you guys are here. I mean, it is Thanksgiving week. It can be so easy when the holidays come to start checking out a little bit, right? We're getting busy, families coming in town, you might be traveling. You're thinking maybe, oh, nobody's paying attention, but they're paying attention. People are on planes, they're in cars, they're on social media, they're available by text. And now is the time that individuals are thinking about well, actually, the day after Thanksgiving is one of the biggest days that people actually start on a health journey or get back to their habits because they don't feel good after the holiday. But by mid-December, people are making decisions what they're going to do at the beginning of the year if they're the type of person who waits. We're trying to get rid of that stigma, but so now is the time to actually step it up and be more visible during this time period, but not at the expense of your family. I mean, the beauty of this job and what we get to do is the flexibility of it all. And also the reality that you can do this in a very small amount of time. So Julie has been coaching Julie Apple about 10 years now. So Julie is, gone through seasons of life, has a small child, but has worked in the fitness industry and this health and coaching for years, and is probably the best person to speak to how best to show up in this season. So I'll turn it over to you, Julie.
I don't know about the best, but I do have a few tips I can share. So I kind of jotted down a few things when Dee was asking me what am I doing for how do I run my business? And so I probably have maybe 5 things that I'll share with you guys. One of the first things that I would suggest is just touching your clients. So like today, I sent out to my entire list of active clients a personal text that was just an image I found that said, Happy Thanksgiving, wishing you a blessed Thanksgiving. And I sent that to every single one of my clients today. And I had a couple people bounce back and sent me updates that I haven't talked to in a while. So it's just one thing is just find a way to connect to your active clients in the next couple days and shoot them a text. The other thing I wrote down was time blocking, or power sessions is what we call them in life coaching world, is just block out like 30 minutes tomorrow, maybe 30 minutes on Friday, or whatever is better for your schedule. Like Dee said, and figure out what's the most efficient and effective use of your time because you do want to be with your family, right? So what's the most important thing to take care of, whether that's a post on Facebook or whether that's an email, which I'll talk about more in a second. What's the best use of your time? A couple of phone calls. So set some windows that you guys can maximize your time. Like 30 minutes or an hour would be perfect. The other thing I would say is post a healthy holiday tip on Facebook. Um, think about it tonight and schedule it for the next couple of days, whether it be tomorrow or Wednesday. What's a holiday tip that you can share with people? I'll be sharing about the 3 bite rule. I kind of renamed it, but I'll be sharing about that on Wednesday. So what's something you feel like it would really help a lot of people as they're getting ready for Thursday's meal? The other thing I wrote down was following up with your candidates. And like personally, today I had a list of 5 people that I had talked to. I had done a couple health assessments last week, and people told me I won't be able to look at it till this weekend, my follow-up email. So I texted all these people today. One bounced back and said, I won't have time to talk till next week, but we went ahead and scheduled her call next Thursday when she has time. So that's my suggestion right now. People's schedules are all over the place, just like ours. But you can still text them, check in with them, and find out when's a good time. So get something scheduled, whether it's later this week or early next week, but go ahead and follow up and schedule something. So the importance of follow up, that's really a key. And then one of the other things, probably the last thing I wrote down, was have a monthly newsletter that you write. But even more importantly, I'm just curious, who has like an email system that you use to send out emails? Just raise your hand because that's one thing that I can share more later. I don't want to take up the whole time on this call, but I have a cousin that's a marketing guru and she's just similar age, a little bit younger than me, but she's been in the marketing world for like 15 years. And so last year I asked her, I was like, Taylor, can you please tell me what are some of the most important things I do with my small business? And she suggested using Flowdesk to do a newsletter system. So if you guys don't have one, I have found it so helpful and so easy to use. And it has been only, I think it was $19 a month. It's getting ready to change. Dee and I were texting, I think like this weekend, they're actually like revamping their whole program. But until this weekend, you can sign up and get it for like $19 a month and you can have unlimited subscribers. So you can drop all your people in there. You can drop like people that you meet at networking events, put all their emails, and then you can have groups that you send. So you have a mass like email to all the people that you coach, all the candidates, networking people, etc. So have a system that you use to do a newsletter. And Taylor and I, when we've talked, she said, make sure you do it monthly, do it consistently. So I've been doing that for almost a year now. And I think one of my life coaching clients is a friend and a neighbor of mine. And I can tell you it came from a newsletter. That's why she ended up becoming a client. But so it's worth your time. It's worth the energy. It takes some time, but you can use AI to put these like articles together. It doesn't have to be a ton of time. So last week, I last minute sent an email out to all of our whole entire organization, like my team, and one client reactivated. And it was just like a last minute decision. I'm going to just send this out so people know about it. And she bounced back to the email and said, Julie, I need to talk to you about this. And so she ended up ordering the next day. So it's worth it, even though it feels like, oh, I don't want to spend the time sending this stuff. But it took me, I think I ran home after I dropped off Lily. It took me maybe an hour. I put the words together, I put the groups together, sent it out, and bam, it went out to however many thousand people. So it's worth it to take that little bit of time. And then the last thing I was going to share that I told Dee is that my cousin does this thing called Navia, and it is amazing. I can put the website later, but she uses AI and it's marketing for small businesses. So it's this whole cool program she's created. And I believe like it's free for different levels, but it might be something she's like right now updating my website and all kinds of stuff for me. But it's really helpful tools for us small business owners. So I'll give you guys the link, but there's a lot of stuff out there that will help us and you don't have to pay for. So
All
I
right.
think that's it.
No, it's so good. A couple of questions. Shauna asked, what are you renaming the 3 bite rule? Or how did you rephrase that? 'Cause some of us have been around, probably feel like we're just saying the same thing every year.
Oh, you'll have to wait. You'll have to wait.
Oh,
You'll have to look at my post on Wednesday.
okay. Okay. Fair enough. And Frank, do you want to ask your question about Flowdesk to Julie so she can understand what you're asking?
Yeah, so Flowdesk, does that send out the emails for you, or do you just create the newsletter and send it from your personal email?
Okay, so I created a format. Like they have different templates you can use. So I picked the template I like, and then I just pop in the material myself. And then it comes from my personal email. And you can actually put like who you want the name to be like from. It says like Julie Applewalker. You can title each email. So everything is personalized. But what's really cool about it is they actually like let you schedule them. So like I wrote my email this afternoon and I scheduled it for, you can say the evening and it will pick the best time for you for the evening and it schedules it for you. Normally I send it early morning, and so I was about to say send it Tuesday morning, but I thought, oh, it's getting really busy. I think I'm just going to try it tonight. But usually it says pick the best time in the morning, and it's like 6:30 a.m. So it allows and gives you a ton of suggestions, but it's pretty much you designing it.
Yeah, and the reason I ask, Julie, we used to send out stuff from our personal email, and those are Gmail accounts. And we found out with Gmail, they don't want you to send out mass emails unless you have like a professional Gmail account. And there's no option for users to unsubscribe from that email blast. And by law, as I understand it, you have to give people a unsubscribe option.
Great points. So the way Flowdesk, it actually comes through their system. So it is going to look like professional email. At the bottom, it says sent with Flowdesk, and it has the unsubscribe option. So while it comes from your email and it looks like it's right from you, it's actually using the Flowdesk system with all the, like, you have to put like an address in there. You have to follow all the rules. And my cousin was telling me that you actually like want to warm up how you send the emails, like send it to small groups at a time. Don't just blast it to 1,000 people in your email list through Flowdesk. Use short, like small groups that you send it to so that it doesn't all go to spam, because that is a massive problem.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, I am in the process of switching to Flowdesk. I chose Mailchimp when Optavia got rid of their newsletter and whatever. I found it pricey, especially for the number of contacts that I have, and it hasn't been that intuitive or user friendly. So I am heading over to Flowdesk. I'm going to be sensitive to only bringing over the contacts if they've opted out. I'm not going to put them into Flowdesk. I'm going to bring that over. But there is a woman, if you are interested, creating newsletters is not my skill. I'm a coach. We're missing a huge way to connect with people by providing value. I found that with what I was doing on my own was basically, lack of a better word, pleading people to come back. Like my inactives, giving them reasons to come back versus providing value and the things that the former newsletter used to do. And the other was I lost my contacts. I used, like Julie said, I had tons of candidates, people from my networking groups and people that would get this. And I would get replies from people of people who would sign up. So there is a woman, a coach contracted with somebody, Shirley Mass contracted with somebody who created a newsletter that we can tap into if we want to. And it is $25 a month. And she does it weekly. You can send it, you could choose just to send it once. It's going to cost you the same either way, but $25. And to me, that cost plus the Flowdesk is cheaper than what I was spending on MailChimp. But I think we cannot rely solely on social media, and actually email hits are increasing again. So people are paying attention. So if you're interested in seeing that email, I can send you a copy of it. It's professional looking. Actually, I can share it real quick, but it has, and I'm going to talk to her to see if she can upgrade mine a little bit to maybe change the header to, can you guys see my screen, Julie? Can you see? Yeah. I'm going to have her maybe change my header to something in the metabolic, and this is an older one, but it was three different things. It was like a health tip, some tips here about health from Dr. A. the recipe, and then a transformation story. So I'm connecting with the girl, Caitlin, right now. I want to make sure because I was going to talk about this that as you guys are sharing on social media, you want to be using the metabolic terminology, maybe sharing the screenshots from your client's metabolic scale when they send you their updates. So we're no longer doing the old school before and afters, but if you do have something like that, that it's referencing the metabolic changes, the visible changes. And ChatGPT can help you with that. If you want to put a before and after picture in ChatGPT and say, tell me what you see from a metabolic improvement, it is absolutely insane what they will come up with in talking about the reduction in visceral fat, inflammation, and the positive effects on the body just from the visual with it. So that is something if you're looking for ways to touch more people inexpensively. I will tell you. So a friend of mine, his brother purchased a franchise. It's a service-based franchise in the home repairs thing. But he's former military, was looking for a business, spent about 180 grand on this franchise, and was told he needs to invest at least 5 to 7,000 a month on marketing for it for an online service business. And I was thinking, if all I have to do is spend $50 a month to have a newsletter and whatever, like that is, and still have my primary platforms of social media free or show up at events, we've got quite the deal here at Optavia in terms of running a business. The other thing to talk about is Black Friday. You might see some coaches that are offering Black Friday, something special about Black Friday. I just copied an Instagram series from another coach about something coming. It is up to you if you want to offer any kind of discount or any kind of special program for Black Friday. Sometimes it can just be a sense of urgency can create that. I am tying all of mine into metabolic health, that it's something new. If you want, go look at my page at what I did. I can give you the link if you want to create something like that from Canva. But what I'm going to basically do is look to put a new group together. And then I am going to give wellness credits. I'm going to split it. I'm going to give $30 off this month and then $20 off their second order in December, so that hopefully somebody would come on for that. I have one person who wasn't ready because of price that's probably going to come on board as a result of that. I just shared it with her today. So totally up to you. You're independent business owners. Any thoughts on that, or has anybody done anything with Black Friday that they would like to share?
I have a question. Are
Sure.
you doing the wellness credits in addition to a metabolic scale, or are you not doing the scale?
Just for this Black Friday, I am. Because I selfishly want them to have the metabolic scale so I can use the data. So I'm considering that an investment. Like I'm willing to take that just for this, I'm probably not going to do that much longer, but for now I am.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so the next thing is, let me show you. Over on the Valentine's team, some people have updated their Jot form to be more of a metabolic form. So I did it for myself. And when I post this replay, there's a 7-minute video on how to create a new Jot form and how to just replicate using an existing one. So I took what was there, what they used, and then I made it more like me. So you can do the same, but I think if you like the Jot form, it's something I actually really used a whole lot, but I think the way the market's changed and I'm going to use it more now. But let me show you real quick what that looks like. Give me one second. Has anybody else updated their Jot form yet? For the questions? Cool. So that's something you can easily do and create on your own. Let me share this now.
We didn't update the actual form. We just did like a really shortened questionnaire with some questions. Are you interested in improving your metabolic health? But it's just an attention grabber and questionnaire, and then we get on a phone call and do the health assessment with them after that.
Yeah, that's what I'm intending with this as well. Let me share this. Let me Can you guys see my screen now in front? So it's I don't have it on my separate screen, but I just renamed it the Metabolic Reset Project, put my name on it, and then a couple quick questions. And then it does have the video if you wanted to put that metabolic synchronization video in it. And then tell me about you. And then I just ask questions. Describe your perfect day in the healthiest, strongest, most confident body. How do you feel? What do you see in the mirror? How do others experience you? And then once you get past kind of that dream stage, then it's kind of like, what are your symptoms? What are you experiencing now? How out of sync does your metabolism feel? What have you tried so far to fix this? Why didn't it work long term? How's this affecting your life now? And then basically on a scale of 1 to 10, how ready are you? So you can do whatever you want with this, but I do plan to start piloting this, and happy to share if you want to create something in that arena. But I think shifting everything into this metabolic language is going to make a lot of sense. And I know that corporate is aware and does want to revamp as part of the training materials. But the two things I heard corporate wants to do is that, plus they totally want us to change the way we're showing up on and change the language and how we're showing up on social media, with this, speaking more about visceral, fat loss, body comp, all the things that we do.
I have a quick question. Is the
Sure.
My Path to Health still working, or is it offline right now until the new things are coming out?
I don't know. It's not a tool that I personally chose to embrace. Have you gone into it lately? Because I know that Jan was, I think, updating things. Have you
I
looked
didn't
at it
go into it
recently?
myself today due to time, but I did have a new client say that she tried to get into it and wasn't able to get it to do. So I mean, that doesn't mean that it's not working. It may mean that the problem was with her internet or her whatever, but um, I was just curious since we were on the phone on this call to ask.
I don't know. That is a field-driven tool,
Mm-hmm.
not
Right,
corporate. So
right.
run by I think Jan Paxman owns it. So not sure on that one. They might have just been doing some updates to it, but. And then the last thing, just so you know, we will do another metabolic reset call in December and probably also do a sneak peek into coaching. But every 2 weeks, the Valentine's team does do a metabolic reset call, which is an open invitation. And so that's every 2 weeks on Tuesdays. Another one is tomorrow night at 8:30 Eastern time. But so if you're interested in that, let me know. I'll share the link, how you can always find out what they have coming up next. They put together a pretty cool little website that you can always access the upcoming Zoom for that. But I just want to encourage you. We are bringing on more coaches as an organization, as far as a company than we have the entire year, like in the past month. There's a huge surge in interest. I just had somebody randomly contact me today about he's also in the wellness industry doing his own thing. He said, I need to know what you're doing and talk about coaching. So be sharing this opportunity. It is a gift to be able to offer people, and it really is how we're going to move this mission forward. So I like to have a hard stop. It's after 8 o'clock, so want to value your time. Feel free to drop on the community call and also Dan Bell's call. Have a happy Thanksgiving, you guys. Be safe, enjoy your families, and your friends that you're with. And I'll see you next Monday, December 1st for team time. See ya. Thanks, Julie.